Hey YouTube, as you know in my last video, I'm going to be talking about placenta previa in this one and how I found out that I had it and what it really is. I guess I should start by saying how I found out I had placenta previa. So, one day I was walking and I was carrying this really heavy bag and I felt this like really uncomfortable pull, like, in my stomach. Not in my stomach, but like, in my uterus. So I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was just, like a stretching feeling, or I didn't really think anything of it. But I went home that night and I felt weird. I felt like my stomach wasn't feeling right. I started getting like this cramping, no bleeding or staining or anything like that. Just cramping. So the next morning, I woke up and I'm really in tune with my body, so I know what goes on and stuff like that. So I told my boyfriend, I'm like, I'm going to go to the hospital because something doesn't feel right. So long story short, I went and they told me I had placenta previa and chances are I'm going to need a C-section. I cried like a little baby. I'm terrified. I've never had a surgery before in my life. And just knowing that I'm gonna get cut open, I was just freaking out, and it stressed me out even more. So, placenta previa. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically you have your baby, and then you have the placenta, which is basically holding all the nutrients and vitamins and stuff like that for the baby to feed off of. So, in a regular pregnancy, the placenta is on top of the baby. Here's your baby, and this is the placenta here. It's on top of the baby. So when the baby comes out, it comes out first, and then you have the afterbirth of the placenta. Placenta previa is actually when you have the placenta. It can either be like mine was low, so it was kind of like this on the side of the baby, and it's either like that or it's actually under the baby, which means that the baby cannot come out the right way. Since it was still early on, I went to get a second opinion because I refused to just know that I was gonna have a C-section. I was really scared and stuff like that. So I went to my doctor. I found a private doctor, and he told me that it was just too early on to find out. Um, because it's still early. The placenta shifts, but it's more dangerous when you have bleeding and just don't do a lot of strenuous stuff because it can cause that. Try to stay off your feet as well. um they also gave me hormones to take. I'm not a really big pill popper, so I didn't really take them. So they were progesterone. They were for bleeding, spotting. None of that I had, but they said it could prevent it. It also shifts the placenta in your stomach, I guess. So I didn't really take that because they made me really sick, and I was already taking like seven other. Well, I was prescribed to take seven other pills and vitamins and stuff, which I still didn't take. So yeah, if you have placenta previa, try to get a second opinion, especially if you're still early on in the pregnancy. When you should start worrying is when you're like more like 30 weeks in and stuff like that, when the baby's already like huge. So yeah, so I found out like not too long ago that I don't have it because when I went to the hospital, they told me um I was like 10 weeks, I believe, and they told me that I had it. And it was just like, what is that? Placenta previa, I never heard of that before. But I'm now going on 20 weeks, and they told me, not to worry about it, and that I don't have it at all. So it's really like really confusing for me, but I'm just staying on that because I don't want to get a C-section. Like at first I got used to the idea of like, okay, I don't have to push this baby out. Like I don't have to. But then I started thinking about like the recovery and the scars, and you know, if you've had a C-section, more power to you, because I've never had surgery before and I'm scared shit. Um so yeah, everything's good. This is just one of my videos that I'm just gonna upload because I wanted to talk about that. And see you guys later.